lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know.
Yep.
Your host, Big Dave.
That's me.
Back to the basics.
Come on in, come on in, come on in. Sit down, grab you a cup of coffee or a sweet tea. Sit down on the porch and let's talk an hour about what we need to do to be self-reliant. All right, guys, just to let you know, Mr. Wayne's having technical difficulty because the headphones he forgot. Good morning, Wayne.
Come in, Big Dave, 10-4, because it's rough. This is rough.
Now you know what I went through last week.
I can't believe you. You made it through the whole show, so I guess I have to.
You'll have to.
That's what I get.
That's what you get.
That's exactly what I get.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I did some stuff this week.
What'd you do?
I made some salsa.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
Oh,
yeah.
Dude. It was so good, and it is so easy.
Yeah, sounded like it.
Once we get the blog up on the website, I'll start blogging some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because this weekend I'm hoping to do some more pasta sauce, but the salsa, I took 3 pounds of big tomatoes. It was about 6 of them.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was 3 pounds. Cored them. Took the core out.
Okay.
Most of it, and ended up cutting them up, throwing them in a bowl. Then I took me some jalapenos, cut them up. I de-seeded mine. I didn't want it real hot.
Yeah.
So I took the seeds out, cut them up, put them in there. Took a whole batch, the way they sell it at Wally World, because I couldn't find it at none of the 3 farmers markets that I went to. And I went down to the farmers market where my father-in-law said, yeah, they had plenty of tomatoes down there.
Yeah, I was out.
They were out.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, golly, he said, you missed it by about an hour.
Golly.
He goes, you missed it by about an hour. And but he was telling me about their strawberries and everything. And he said that they pick their strawberries every morning around 4 o'clock in the morning to put on in the farm stand.
Good Lord. That's what
pretty
time
cool.
I get up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But then I took a whole thing of cilantro, cut it up, and threw it in there. 3 tablespoons of lemon juice.
Man.
Because I didn't have any limes, but that's okay. Didn't change the taste. Then I ended up, what else did I? Oh, and I put 2 cans of Rotel in it.
Oh, yeah.
With the green peppers and all that stuff. It gave it a little bit of the bite that I wanted, because I was trying to make it to where if I want to, I have jalapenos in the refrigerator. I can kind of put a little bit extra juice in mine to make it a little hotter.
Yeah.
But I was trying to make it as neutral as I could for the other people in the house, and company comes over or whatever.
Say medium.
Yeah,
Medium.
Yeah, about medium. And I ended up making some. Man, my father-in-law, everybody at the house except my wife loved it. My wife don't eat salsa. She'd rather you take the juice from it and pour it into cheese dip and make it hot.
Dang, that's all kinds of good ideas. Y'all are learning me. I'm not supposed to have cheese.
Well,
you dialysis.
Well, you gotta have a little bit every once in a while. You can't.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, you can't overdo it.
You can't overdo anything.
I pay for it.
Right, but it was real good, and it ended up. And at the end, I took my emergent blender and just because some people in the house like it runny,
Yeah.
almost liquid. Some people in the house like it real chunky.
I like it chunky.
Well, I made it kind of in the middle. It's kind of chunky, but if you want to, you can stick your chip in it and pull it out, and it's perfectly fine the way it is. But and I merged it. Oh man, it was so good. And it made 5 pints.
5 pints.
Yeah, made 5 pints.
Pounds of tomatoes.
No, 3 pounds of
3
tomatoes.
pounds.
3 pounds of tomatoes, and it made 5 pints. And then you end up pressure canning it for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna,
really?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be canning it today, and putting it on the shelf. That will be 125.
Golly,
after today.
I'm behind.
You're all right. You're all right.
I've got the store bought right now. It's stocking up on.
Yeah, that's fine.
Accumulating.
I mean, that's like a lot of people say, oh, if you don't have, a 50-foot garden with tomatoes and corn and green beans and all this stuff, that's one of the things that bothers me is people looking down on other people for them just trying to do something. I don't care if you only have 3 tomato plants in on your porch.
Right. Next door neighbor's got 3. Actually 3.
You're doing something.
And they're doing good.
I mean, why are you dissing on somebody else and messing with them and down talking them when there's somebody that's doing better than you?
Maybe it's because they're spoiled convenience-wise, and they can just go to the store, pick it up, or order it DoorDash.
Yeah.
Instead of having to work for it. That's got to be it.
Well,
work a little bit for it.
And that's some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is on my list. I've got a couple of lists about the drought. I know we had a hard rain last night, but it's not going to help the drought that we're having right now. The U.S. is having a bad time with the drought. And between that and the beef, I mean, it's just looking at some of it. I was looking at some articles and everything, and as of late April 2026, the United States is facing a significant and expanding drought across the southeast and parts of the west. Approximately 62.78% of the lower U.S. 48 are currently experiencing drought conditions, making sharp increases over the last month. And some of it has to do with snowfall.
I read that.
Yeah, snowfall, I sent this to you too.
Yeah.
But we didn't have as much snow and, like out west and everything. That's what they rely on. I
had no idea, but then it makes a lot of sense. The snowpack, is that what it's called? That's what it's called?
Yeah, what it is when it snows up in the upper elevations, and, I mean, it snows heavy and everything, and then during the spring, it starts melting and it comes down and it waters the fields. They use it to. There's a lot of them. I follow this one guy. He has an orchard, and the way they water it is they have basically a ditch that goes down through there, and each person blocks it off.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to him and it's his time to take it, he opens it up and it floods his field.
Yeah.
And then once it floods his field and his time is up, he only gets it for a couple of hours every day. And then he has to cut his off
Yeah.
and then the next guy down gets to
Wow.
open his up and flood his fields for his orchards.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
I mean, they have what they call a water master,
Mhm.
and he, and the water master makes them do all different kinds of stuff as far as they have to keep the ditch. It's got to be cleaned out.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
be trash in your section of ditch.
Yeah.
You need to weed eat it, get it down
Yeah.
to where, so that it doesn't hinder the water from
Right.
flowing down through there.
Wow.
It's crazy how, I mean, we don't, we go to the side of the house and open the spigot.
I know. Very convenient.
Very,
Yeah.
very convenient. But, that's one of the things that they have to do. It says right here, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina
Or the worst.
have seen some of the driest September through March periods since 1895.
Near record level.
Yes. And then Alabama and Florida are also experiencing historic lows, ranking as our second and third driest period. So we're getting close to records. Now we had the rain last night. We're supposed to be getting a little bit next week.
Right. I hope so. Hope it pours.
I don't mind the rain. I don't want it to pour.
I do.
I don't. Well, but I'm
Just
saying
dry.
that. Well, I understand that, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't want it to rain. I don't want it to pour. I want it to be a steady,
Yeah.
maybe a steady day-long rain.
Soaking.
So it'll
Yeah.
soak. Because
Yep.
when it pours, it doesn't have the opportunity to get down
Yeah.
and really soak in like it's supposed to.
It's so dry. I caught on the news I think it might have been in Pelham,
Yeah.
the car that was being towed down the interstate,
Mhm.
and it caught fire on all the grass all the way down the interstate. Must
Down
have
in
been sparking.
Chilton County.
Is that where it was?
Yeah, it was in
down
Chilton
below you.
County.
Yeah,
Right past
Yeah.
me. And it was
it shut down the interstate.
shut
The
it
smoke.
down because of the smoke. Sure did.
That was wild. There was little burn spots all the way down through there.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
I mean, and that, I used
Man.
to smoke, and I never thought about it, but even a spark from a cigarette,
I got a story about that.
throwing it out and
I got
everything.
a story about that.
Well, you want to start it now? You want to wait till we come back from break?
Come back from break.
Come back from break. All
Yeah.
right. Well, we're going to go to break here in just a second, but we're going to continue to talk about. Next up is the Western Snowpack and the
Yeah.
water security. We also are going to talk about the beef issues that we're having.
Ooh.
And the name of this, the name of this show for this week, besides it being back to the basics,
With Big
It-
Dave.
yeah, with Big Dave, it's going to be no water, no beef.
Yeah.
So when and if you miss an episode of this, you can always go to BigDaveBasics.com. You can always go to BigDaveBasics.com, and in a couple of days, it'll be up there in a podcast form and YouTube form. You can get it either or. So why not go? And while you're there, like and subscribe to all of them, because we are Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliance. And guys, we're going to go to break. Make sure you check out our sponsors. They are awesome. We hope you use them. Use them like you use, like an old bed sheet. Just use it up. We'll be back right after this.
If you trust the government, I don't trust you. Nothing personal. I just know you don't do any research.
Back to the Basics with Big Dave.
Back to the Basics with Big Dave, Alabama's voice for canning, homesteading, and self-reliant living.
All right, I hope everybody went and got their second glass of coffee or another glass of sweet tea. Put a little bit more ice in there. You like lemon in your tea?
Yeah.
I can't stand lemon. Why do you want to put in your sweet tea?
What?
Do you want to bitter it up?
Not a whole lot. Just a little tweak.
Just a little tweak.
Yeah.
Just a little splash.
Yeah, don't ruin it. Yeah.
Well, if you're putting lemon in your tea, you're ruining it anyways.
That's for you.
That's true.
You got
Now
some
tell me the
hardcore-
story about a cigarette.
Okay. Riding down to the river with my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we're riding down to the river.
You don't know?
He's smoking
Yeah.
a cigarette. I'm driving. He's in pasture. We're talking. He throws it out because he's through with it.
Yeah.
Well, we come back, I'd say 2 hours, 3 hours later. I actually don't remember what we was doing. The whole entire bank was burning with the fire department there. And we
Where he
passed-
threw it out?
Well, we passed it, and I was like, I seen where he threw it out because I was kind of like, it could catch on fire, but I didn't say nothing. I
Right.
really didn't even think about it.
Right.
And then I told him, I said, you know what? That was your cigarette. And he said, oh my Lord, that's exactly where I threw it out. But the fire department was there. It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And it was drought back then.
Yeah.
It was real dry.
I mean, we go through drought periods and everything, but
Oh, yeah.
this year has been worse than other ones.
Yeah.
They're talking the western snowpack. Economists from the American Farm Bureau recently warned that the below average snowpack levels for the Colorado River Basin
Yeah.
is going to affect the supplies to farmers and could eventually lead to higher food costs
Yeah.
around the nationwide. You know, and that's one of the things that we talk about here is, I guess you would say it's self-reliant. A lot of people like to say prepper. I'm like I said, I don't like the word prepper, but you know, basically we should be doing exactly what our grandparents and our great-grandparents and our great-great-great-grandparents and our ancestors did.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a thing the other day, and I'm going to find out about it. I need to do a little research, but this lady was talking about where canning came from.
Oh, yeah.
And it started off in the military. Way back in the 1800s,
Mm-hmm.
because the military was having a hard time keeping fresh food
Right.
during war and stuff.
On the front lines.
Yes. And they were having a hard time, and, you know, food gives you energy to go. And she said one of the things, and I haven't checked this out, so I don't know, but it sounded good. Somebody that was in the military offered like an enormous amount of money for the person that could figure out how to preserve food.
Wow.
And they had all these people trying to do it, and one guy came up with canning.
Wow.
So I'm gonna find out about that, but that's a little history right there.
Yeah.
So, you know, and they had problems with it. You know, they didn't have the USDA and all the alphabets, you know, soup doing research on it, which we have not had much research on canning since the 40s and 50s, really. But that's another show for another day.
That's true.
But and wildfires are also playing a big part.
Man, they're everywhere.
I mean, we're having them here.
The smoke is getting to me. I had the COPD And
Right.
some days it's rough.
Right.
It's hard to breathe.
Well, it'll be rough this weekend because Talladega and all that smoke from over there, from everybody building campfires and everything.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's one of the things, the snowpack up in the higher mountains not coming down and helping the farmers out. That's going to play a big part. And then national statistics and trends, affected population, roughly 1.55 million people in the U.S. is currently living in drought-affected areas. 155 million people are living in a drought. I mean, we're sitting here in drought. You know, and we have all these people right down the road from me. You know, you got the Clanton Peaches
Oh, yeah.
and all that down there. You don't think they're having a hard time? I mean,
Wow.
they're the peanut farmers.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot of peanut farmers here in Alabama. So, I mean, they're being affected by it. And which makes it to where we don't have the fertilizer like we usually do. We don't have the water like we usually do.
Wow.
So that means what they are growing are either they're not growing as large of a plot as they used to. You know, maybe they went down from, 50 acres down to 20 acres.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the fertilizer and the water to be able to do that.
Up there where I'm at,
Yeah.
they're plowing all those fields probably for the last 6 years. You know, you talked about let the land rest every 7 years.
Right.
Yeah, for 7 years. Is that what you said?
No, you let it rest 1 year.
Okay.
It's almost like, how
Okay.
you rest on the seventh
Yeah.
day. So the seventh year, you're supposed to let your land rest. And it's in the Bible and stuff like that. I'd have to look it up.
All those, there's farmland all up there. The fields that have been just pretty grass, and
Yeah.
they're collecting the hay on it. They are tilling all of them this year.
I wonder what they're doing with it.
I need to find out what they're growing on each plot. They're pretty big plots
Yeah.
of land. Quite a few acres. It's the stretch on 78 that I go down.
Yeah.
It's left and right and left and right and left and right.
Well, that's pretty cool that, maybe
I'm
they're.
gonna find out, do a little bit of detective work.
There you go. But one of the things that is going to affect what it does is if they're not growing in the 50 acres, they're growing it in the 20
Yeah.
and using what little bit of fertilizer they have to put into that and the water that they have to put into that. Well, they're not growing as much. So smaller.
Having to condense it
Well,
does not yield
and then
as
the
much.
then the price goes up because there's not as much
Right.
for the supply and demand.
Wow. I got a story about fertilizer. You're not gonna believe it.
Well, we'll talk about that on the
Yeah.
other side. You
Okay.
keep going, man. You got
Hey,
stories
man.
and all today.
Well, I'm
What?
full of the spirit, and I don't know what must be guiding me this morning.
There
I
you
don't know.
go.
It's all
Let it
matching
guide
up.
you. So, but that's some of the stuff that I think is rough. Is get it now while you can, so that you'll have it in the rough times. Even just like it. Where was it? It says on one of these. Anyone who does not provide, let's see, no, I'll find it during the break. But one of the things, that Joseph goes into Egypt and he talks about, the 7-year famine.
Oh yeah. Wow.
They have the 7-year famine, but what he did to save his own family and all the Israelites in Egypt is he put stuff up. He put the grain up. He got it up.
Yeah.
He got it. He prepared for the bad times in the good times. And that's one of the things, that I think we should do.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing. Even back,
Just lost our way.
I'm sitting here looking at it. I think it happened during the Bible,
it's still.
so it's still relevant now.
You have to eat.
You gotta eat, So, all right, guys, we're gonna go out to break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Make sure you go out to BigDaveBasics.com, BigDaveBasics.com. Wayne's waving at y'all. Hey. All right, guys, we'll be back right after this. BigDaveBasics.com for everything you need to know about us.
So you're outage proofing your freezer when you learn to can.
Back to the basics with Big Dave.
All right, it was Genesis 41, 34 through 36. Let them gather all the food of these good years that are coming. That food shall be reserved for the land against the 7-year famine. That's the story of Joseph in Egypt and the ultimate biblical example of large-scale self-reliance. So you pull it up during the good years and you have it for the bad years.
That's right.
So everybody always says that it's one of these that you should buy it, set it, and forget it. No. It's one of these that you need to constantly be prepping. You should eat what you prep and prep what you eat.
Yep.
And I'm a firm believer in that. That's like I don't prep carrots because I don't eat carrots. That's why I wear glasses. I have bad eyesight. But seriously, why would you prep something? The only thing I could see you prepping something that you don't eat
Or
barter.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I can come over there and go, I got to give you a pack of Marlboro. You don't smoke Marlboros.
Not even.
I give you something for them bottle of carrots, that can of carrots.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. That's cool.
But my thing is that, and I'm gonna tell you, cigarettes, alcohol, stuff like that,
Because
is
of the
gonna
stress level.
is stress level. It's one of these that it's going to be in high demand because of the nicotine. People addicted to nicotine, people addicted to all different kinds of stuff. Sugar, candies.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big deal for barter and everything. But I think, you were going to tell us something about fertilizer or something?
Yeah.
Story?
I run across my stepdad's news article. He's passed on.
Mm-hmm.
He had worked for TVA in North Alabama.
Yeah.
And, I picked it up. I had heard it, Mom and him talking about it, not really locked into it. And I picked that thing up the other day and read it. It's real old. It's pretty old. I don't remember what year. But they were developing, he's a chemical engineer at TVA. They were developing fertilizer. Sulfur-coated urea is what they were experimenting on. They invented it, him and a colleague. I need to reread the entire article. I'll let you read it.
Yeah.
But they invented it, and then the articles about the company TVA took it away from him, and but he was working for them. So
it's there.
He stayed vigilant, and the articles about he stayed steadfast and through the whole entire thing. But then and I got to thinking, I'm like, he invented sulfur-coated urea in Alabama. Now I don't know about other countries. I have
Right,
no
Ukraine and all that, because
have
a
no
lot of
idea.
ours comes down through the
I heard.
Strait of Hormuz and all that.
I've heard about that.
You know, so I mean, and from the Ukraine and all that. But you know, right now, I mean, your Miracle Grows and everything have skyrocketed.
Yeah.
I haven't had to put any on my plants yet.
Okay.
So I haven't needed any. Mine, you know, I got a little small deal. You know what, 15 tomato plants, which something has got on them. I noticed one of the little bitty tomatoes, something has eaten on it. So I'm going to put some 7 Dust or something like that on it. But
You got to kind of be a chemical engineer to do the gardening.
I'm learning it. I'm
Yeah.
still learning it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the 3rd or 4th year, but still,
Yeah.
you have to learn different ways
Yeah.
of getting stuff off. But
So, I got, and let me just say this real quick.
Mhm.
The lady we had on from Georgia, the plant lady, are you letting yours lay down like she talked about?
no. Remember I was telling you last week, I didn't do that. I just bought the
that's right.
ones that are 6 to 8 inches tall, and I put them straight in there. But I did take some of the pull-offs,
Yeah.
the suckers, and replanted them.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
The other part of, besides the drought, is we don't have a whole lot of beef out there. We are at a 75-year low for beef. And, you know, one of the things that our beef is lower now than it was in the 1950s. The heads of cattle that we have now is lower than what it was in the 1950s, and we have double the population.
I know.
So
I
we
know.
have double the amount of people trying to get the same amount. So that's why the beef prices have come up.
I'm moving to Texas.
Well, I mean, a lot of the butcher or the being butchered, when they're butchered, a lot of it happens in Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah. And I was going to play this, and I'll give him credit. This is Glenn Beck, and I caught him. It's a little over 2 minutes long. So let's listen to what he has to say.
I want you to pray for our farmers. You know, I think we lost a lot of who we were when we moved off the farms. You know, when you live on a farm, you don't have to explain sex to your kids because what is that cow doing to that cow? I mean, it's
Right.
pretty clear.
He's right.
It is pretty clear. Everything makes sense. The circle of life makes sense. You know, you're facing death a lot all the time because you're seeing the circle of life with your animals. You understand that you can do absolutely everything right and still fail
Yep.
because it didn't rain. Something happened. Your crop can go out and your neighbor's crop can be fine. That teaches you compassion. That teaches you, hey, love your neighbor. You really need to help your neighbor out because you know what? There's going to come a time where your crop fails and theirs is doing fine. And so help each other. We've lost so much because we've lost the connection to our farms and our farmlands.
Preach it.
And I think that's when America really started to hurt and really significantly change. And now we're living in a time where nobody knows where their food even comes from.
Exactly.
We don't even know it's real anymore when it comes to our food. But right now, there are farmers that are firing up their tractors and heading out into the fields for spring planting. And a monster drought has swallowed 60% of the lower 48 states. You haven't heard about this, but it is true.
No, that's only part of it. I might play the whole thing when we come back, but I didn't realize we were that close to break. But we need to pray for our farmers. We really do, because they're hurting right now.
They're feeding us.
Yes, and you know, like he said, A lot of people don't even know where their food comes from.
Why are they put on the back burner, but they're feeding us? I don't know.
I don't understand
I don't
that.
get it.
All right, guys, we're going out to break. Make sure you go out to BigDaveBasics.com, BigDaveBasics.com, and we'll be back right after this.
It's just a reminder that you and I are adults, so go do your adult things today. Be mature.
Back to the basics with Big Dave.
Got the breeze blowing like mercy on tap. You turn my worries to worship, how about that? Used to feel stuck, now I'm free in the light. Like it flipped on a switch in the middle of night. Now I two-step through the trial, singing with a smile. Devil tried to harm me, but I'm walking.
All right, guys, welcome back to Back to the Basics with Big Dave. I'm going to go ahead and play this one real quick. We don't have a whole long time in this segment, but I want to get back to start it over with Glenn Beck, what he was saying. So just check it out.
I want you to pray for our farmers. You know, I think we lost a lot of who we were when we moved off the farms.
Because this is,
You know, when you live on a farm, you don't have to explain sex to your kids because what
needs
is that
to
cow
be
doing to that cow?
emphasized.
I mean, it's pretty clear. It is pretty clear. Everything makes sense. The circle of life makes sense. You know, you're facing death a lot all the time because you're seeing the circle of life with your animals. You understand that you can do absolutely everything right and still fail because it didn't rain.
Amen.
Something happened. Your crop can go out and your neighbor's crop can be fine. That teaches you compassion. That teaches you, hey, love your neighbor. You really need to help your neighbor out because you know what? There's going to come a time where your crop fails and theirs is doing fine. And so help each other. We've lost so much because we've lost the connection to our farms and our farmlands. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when America really started to hurt.
Yeah.
And really significantly change. And now we're living in a time where nobody knows where their food even comes from. We don't even know it's real anymore when it comes to our food. But right now, there are farmers that are firing up their tractors and heading out into the fields for spring planting. And a monster drought has swallowed 60% of the lower 48 states. You haven't heard about this, but it is true. Mm-hmm. The NOAA maps don't lie. The South is baked, sugarcane, rice, peanuts, fruit trees, choking under severe, extreme, and even exceptional drought. Out in the plains, where that's our bread basket, winter wheat is sitting in dust. It can't germinate because it doesn't have the water. In the West, the mountain snowpack is vanishing before our eyes. I mean, I am shocked. I'm here in the Mountain West.
Wow.
We normally have snow up on the mountains all around me. We don't have snow. I mean, we have some in really high elevations, but usually on the mountain right behind my ranch, we have snow up there at this time. It snowed yesterday, but nothing stuck because it's too warm. So you don't have that snow. And now, at least here in Idaho, cutbacks on water are already being talked about. They're being ordered along the Colorado River in Washington State, the Yakima Basin, which has a lot of our food up there.
That's one of the things that's going to start is and he goes on. I'm gonna go ahead and play the next one real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about it. But
ranchers are staring at pastures now that they won't grow. The pastures are. The cattle herd is already the smallest it's been since the 1950s, and it's not happening in a vacuum. Farmers have been hammered for years for the skyrocketing fertilizer prices that happened, remember, after COVID. Diesel costs that have taken their profit margin and just squeezed everything out of it.
Man.
Supply chain chaos, one hit after another hit after another hit have kept these guys barely hanging on.
Barely.
And now we have another fertilizer hit. And now pile the drought on top of that. The math is brutal. Math is math. Food costs are going up.
Sorry.
And not a little, a lot. Beef, grains, produce, everything that comes from the fields all across our fruited plain, it's going to cost more at the grocery store, and it's coming sooner and faster than most people want to even admit. So I ask, because what we do in our community, we have faced droughts up here in this small little farming community, and every church from the pulpit is saying, fast and pray for rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it works.
Yeah, it does.
I'm asking you to fast and pray for rain all across the country. I'm asking you to fast and pray for our farmers, because our farmers are under extreme stress. You don't think you care about the farmer? Wait until you can't eat.
Right.
Wait until you have a problem with a dust bowl.
Wow.
Wait until you can't afford food, even more than you can't afford it right now. You care about the farmers. You just don't see farmers. But they are probably the most important cog in the chain of this machinery. The other thing I want to tell you is you got to stop depending on this system. You have to spit yourself out of this system. It is cracking under the weight of weather or war or economics. It is really important that you become food independent as possible.
That's going to be the hard part right there, being food independent. You know, especially when you live in a HOA, or whatever. It's hard to be food independent there, but I'm doing my little part.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things he also says is when I was watching that, and that's why I pulled these clips. I think he's got it right. I think he's got it right that that we need to pray and fast and be praying for our farmers, and not only that, praying for our nation.
Yeah.
Praying for our nation that we would come back with resilience. I mean, we've been here before,
Yeah.
and we can come out of it. But the question is, will we? Is there enough people in the U.S. that will pray and seek His guidance and everything? But as far as the beef goes and the drought and everything, and now with the Strait of Hormuz being clogged up and our gas prices are up, if you're not a self-reliant person right now, and you're not really trying to do, I mean, we've got it okay right now. Yeah, we're hurting. Everything's up. But if you're not trying to put extra back right now, you are living with a blindfold on.
I feel a breaking point coming on. I'm real yeah, it's coming ahead. It's adding up.
It is.
Just slowly but surely.
It is. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not prepping now and you're not trying to do better for your family, you are sitting there. I mean, you might as well be a blind man in a room full of lights.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there acting like you don't see it. I mean, just like he said, with these people that go to the grocery store and think that's where their food comes from. Yes, you get it there, but that's not where it comes from. It comes from the field with a farmer that, you know, the majority of the people that are probably going to listen to this don't even know a farmer.
I'm guilty of that.
I know a few.
Wouldn't it be great if everybody woke up was friends with the farmers, helped the farmers, how much that would help them.
Well, you know, it was
Donate your time.
right.
Whatever.
Last week, I was trying to decide if I was going to help the old lady across the street, and now I'm sitting here listening to this, and
Yeah.
I need to be more compassionate.
Yeah.
You know, this is God's way of telling me, hey,
Wake up.
hey, dummy,
Yeah.
hey, you big dummy.
He does that to me all last night, actually.
Right, you know, I mean, he is sitting there telling me that I need to be more reliant on people. I need to be more trusting. But you do it with passion also and all. Guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you, Wayne, for
Yes.
being here with me.
Yes, sir.
Enjoyed it. We are fixing to go, but make sure you just stack it from the floor to the ceiling. Stack it from the floor to the ceiling the best you can. Make sure you go out to BigDaveBasics.com, BigDaveBasics.com. We'll see y'all next week.
2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.